Good morning, everybody. My name is Vanessa Donovan. My channel is called For Those That Are Struggling, and I just wanted to talk to you guys for a minute today. Um, so, me and my ex-husband talked briefly last night, and I was just asking, like, are you not happy with the parenting plan that I, submitted and what the judge, you know, um, ordered? And he said, he's fine with the parenting plan. I did put in there that he can have him every other weekend, and he can come get him um Monday through Friday in the evenings. And so, because I'm not going to keep, them away from each other. My little boy loves his dad's, very, very much, extremely. So I just wanted to make that available to him if that's what he wants. I'm obviously not going to hold it, to him to where he has to get him every single day, but it is there to show that, like, I am not one of those people that's going to keep, your child from you. So, from what he had, told me, is that he just really wants the money that's in his bank account. And so I actually told the judge, she asked me, she said, "Do you want the money that's in the, half the money that's in the bank?" And I said, "I'm not entitled to that. That's his money. It's always been his bank account." And as far as I'm aware, because I don't know what's in it, I have no idea how much is in the bank. But when taxes came, he gave me my half the taxes in cash, and he, kept the money in the bank for his half. And I explained that to her, and I said, "I am not entitled to that." And she said, "Yes, you are. You are entitled to that. You're entitled to all bank accounts, and you need money." So I said, and she asked me, she said, "Do you have an attorney here?" Because of, everything that I'm asking. She wasn't prepared for me to come in with everything that I did come in with. And I guess she had, people on Zoom waiting. And so she spent a little bit of time with me. And she, understood that I was there. I said, "You know what? I don't have an attorney. I'm not here to fight anything. I'm here to just accept whatever you say that I am entitled to. And if you say that I'm not entitled to anything, then I'm okay with that. I'm not here to fight anything." He has told me this whole time through our whole marriage that I'm not entitled to anything. And especially through this divorce, I'm not entitled to anything, and I'm not going to get anything. And so I just wanted to know, what? You're the judge. What do you say that I'm entitled to? So, you know, and he believes that he shouldn't have to pay maintenance, especially while I'm here. Well, maintenance is not set in stone yet. She wants me to send in a financial affidavit on my part to see, what my income is, and I don't have any income. And so, but she wants to look at the numbers, and I had already explained that to you guys, and see if it will be appropriate to um, give me maintenance. And so, and I explained to him that uh, me being here is only because I need the financial means. So if he would have listened to the order that the judge had done, then I would have already had the financial means to actually be able to get a place, to find a place. And since he now has an attorney, I'm going to have to wait until I am served to go there and answer questions and see what the order is. Until then, I just have to wait. And he had briefly had said that he has been praying that this marriage wouldn't end. And I said, from what I have recently learned, you can't just pray. You have to have faith and take steps towards what you're praying for. And, cussing me out since January and calling me names and telling me to get out of the house is not in any effort. That's not effort. That's not showing that you want this to work. So you can be praying for this marriage to work, but you're contradicting yourself. So, it is what it is. We are already divorced. And, I explained that he said, "Well, if you had been taking these steps that you are now, taking the steps to get my life back together, that things would be a lot different." And I said, I had no hope. all I was hearing was negativity. You know, there was I was never getting out of the house. I was for years. This isn't just recently. This isn't just like it just kind of like happened for a few months or maybe a year or 2 years. It's been the whole time, like for like 8 years. Well, me and him got together in 2014, but we were like officially living together and stayed together since 2016. So since 2016, I have been in this home in isolation. And the only time I've gotten out is, briefly, going somewhere here and there without him, and or just going to the grocery store and like running in and just like grabbing a few things in a hurry. I couldn't even allow my daughter to look around the store because I'm like, he's outside waiting in the car and he said to hurry up. So we don't have time to be, doing whatever we want to do here. And so the word says, to think on good things and to dwell on good things and to meditate on good things. And listening to the news every single day and hearing about war coming and everything that's going on in the world, I know what's going on in the world. I'm woke up to it. I'm aware. But God's spirit is not of fear. And that's what I was having, was a lot of panic attacks. It got to the point of I had to go to across the field to his parents, and I had to sit in the field and talk to his mom for 2 or 3 weeks. I would just sit outside and just talk to her because I needed somebody to talk to because I had nobody. And he was at work and he has people to talk to and he has customers and clients and all this, and he had a social outlet and a vehicle to come and go. And, he was out and about during the day when I was here. And when he would come home, he didn't want to talk to me because he spent all day talking to everybody else and hearing their problems. So, for me, like, he was like, if I would have known that this would have been led to a divorce because I wouldn't get you out of the house. He said, because I was tired from working and supporting us, I would have tried. I would have done something differently. I have been yelling and like asking and pleading, this is not mentally healthy on me. It's not mentally healthy on my daughter. And now we have a son and it's not healthy. He wants to go play with little kids. He wants to get out of the house. And it's not like, his job is this huge, job to where he's working 14, 16 hours a day or even 12 hours a day. He's not working in the coal mines. He's not working in a factory. And, it's just part of life just to be able to get out of the house and like just take a ride, go to the lake, go to the park. And we never once did that. We never once did that. All these years, and any time that I wanted to go somewhere or do something or even just go to the store, it was like walking on eggshells. I didn't want to ask him because I knew like he would get mad and like be like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't want to do this. And, why do I have to do everything? And it was always like walking on eggshells. And, I was listening to a sermon the other day by T.D. Jakes, and he was saying, a lot of marriages end when you become complacent. And there's a lot of, careers and jobs and stuff that people lose because they become complacent. They don't want to try anymore. And they just accept just not doing anything. And that's, I'm not going to say that he became complacent because it was always complacent. It was always complacent. There was no true effort. It's not like we just had this downfall. It's always been like this. And I'm not here to bash anybody, but you know what? This YouTube channel that I have, I started feeling a lot better when I came on here and started talking to you guys and started telling you my testimonies. And, you can see if you look back at my videos when I was actually working on my thumbnails and I actually had titles and stuff on my thumbnails before my mindset was changed and how I was talking about what was going on in the world and what's to come. And it wasn't until I started doing the YouTube videos I started feeling better and I had somebody to talk to. When all this started happening in the world, people knew what was going on. I only knew what was going on in the news. I wasn't out and about. I wasn't talking to people. So I was here in isolation in this home and in an area where there's nothing here with nobody to talk to. and everybody else was out living their lives, going shopping and talking to one another and going to each other's houses. Even if they were going outside and sitting out in the yard, they were, socializing and mentally making themselves healthy. And I wasn't aware of what was going on. I wasn't aware that people were actually still living their lives. I was under the impression that war is coming and the world's coming to an end and we don't have any hope and we just need to like hunker down and wait for everything to happen. And it wasn't until now, he said, if you would have been taking the steps to get your life together, things would be a lot different. Like I said, I was in negativity. Anytime I spoke about hope and positivity, I was just brought down by, well, there's plenty of people in the Bible that had hope and they died in it, and it never came to pass. He's like, you're wishing for a mansion, a Lamborghini, and all this. I said, no, I'm not wishing for any of that. I am walking his word, dwelling in the spirit, praying, thinking on good things like God says to do. And he says, if you seek him first, all things will be added unto you. Christ knows what we need. And that's what I'm believing and trusting in. And so so up until recently, when God changed my mind and showed me the reality of like, because he will change your mindset, and my mindset is changed. So I'm not under that bondage, that mental bondage of captivity and isolation anymore. And like having, it's doomsday every day. I'm not under that anymore. I know what's coming, but God says, don't worry for tomorrow has its own troubles. Worry for, just, think on good today, do good today. And so that's just where I'm at. That was the conversation that we had last night. And I really don't want to keep going forward and like coming on here and just like discussing all this, but this is like just comforting to be able to talk to you guys and to share with you guys like how God is working and just what I'm going through, because like I said, I believe that there's going to be somebody that comes across my channel and they're struggling and they have their issues and they don't know what to do and they don't know why. And I hope that this can help somebody. And it's also just therapeutic to me to be able to come on here and talk to you guys. I'm still believing that God's going to come through. And if God does not come through, then his word there wouldn't be any truth to it, right? That's what I know. Like, so that's what I have to just hold on to. Like, whatever it is that he has for me and my kids, whatever it is, it's going to come to pass. And so I'm just telling you to think on good things. In order to grow, you have to go past the barrier of fear, the barrier of that giant that's in front of you, taking steps towards whatever it is that you're needing or wanting or desiring. You have to take steps towards that. And yeah, it wasn't until my mindset was changed, my eyes was open to the dysfunction of this whole situation that I've been in, and God even told me, he said, I had somebody tell me, you need to call about your driver's license. And I really did not think that I was going to be able to get my driver's license. I really came to the conclusion that I had lost them for 5 years. And I had held on to that word that they told me for a couple days. And then I opened up a junk drawer with my old phone that I use. And when I opened it up, a card where I'm supposed to call that I was going through for my driver's license for counseling services was sitting on top of my phone. So I knew that was confirmation. God's telling me to call about my driver's license. Like, I was floored. So I called. I didn't get anywhere with that. But I started looking around at old paperwork, and I found a letter in 2016 that Secretary of State gave me, and it said, you lost your driver's license for 12 months. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this was days after I had gotten my DUI. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I started looking into it and realizing, oh my gosh, like I could have come to find out, I could have gotten them in 2018. But when you have a lot of negativity on you and you're that's all it's coming at you. You're listening to the news, you're in isolation, you're trying to think good and think positive and dwell in prayer. but you just have a lot of negative coming at you, and do it on your own, and if you figure it out yourself, when you don't have any resources, and you've already, like, you don't have any hope, and you can barely get through the day because you're having panic attacks consistently. Like it became like an everyday. I was having panic attacks every day, thinking I was gonna die. And so, he said last night he was praying that God would, come through, and that this marriage would work. But like I said, there was no effort. There was no, like, normally if you want a marriage to work, and there's going to be a separation, somebody's going to step up. Like, you're going to step up if like for me, like, I'm like, you're in the wrong and I can't do this no more. That person, normally, if they really want it to work, they're going to be like, hey, let's go on a date. Hey, I wrote you a letter. Hey, I bought you some flowers. Hey, let's sit down and talk about this and see what we can actually, like, figure out. But we couldn't do that. It was always just like, it's done. He did the best that he could, and that was that. So, I am just still holding on to God's word, and I believe he's going to come through, and I'm feeling a lot better today. And like I told the judge when I went in there the other day, it's God's going before me. He ordains our footsteps. I'm believing and trusting in him, and it's whatever he does. So if I go in there and the judge changes her mind because of this attorney, when I talked to the court yesterday, they said, yes, this attorney is a fighter, and that there are loopholes that you can go through to get past the, plain English, the plain law. And it's whatever God wants to do. I have to believe in him, and I'm not going to just, like, I can't just bow down and just go back to that old mindset of, like, I'm defeated and I'm lost. And, he said, he was praying and this is what happened. So this is his answer. This is my answer. And yes, this is our answer. And, so yeah, I'm just waiting on the next step, waiting to hear from God, waiting for those doors to open to see where my life is going to go, how it's going to turn out. And so I just wanted to give you guys another quick update on that, and just, let you know, like, I am doing pretty good today. And I am waiting for Christ to, and that's another thing, I've been listening to a lot of sermons, and people were saying, when you're going through a lot of warfare, and you have been seeking, and you know that you've leveled up, and you're waiting for that breakthrough, it's already happened in the spiritual realm. It's already happened. It's just, I'm waiting for it to actually show up in the physical realm. So, like I said, I'm going to be an example for Christ, and it is what it is. I have surrendered my life to Christ, and I'm trusting and believing, and so we will all see how this is going to play out, and what's going to happen. And so that's all I have to say for right now. I will talk to you guys later. Y'all have a great day. God bless, and take care. Bye-bye.